My name is Charissa Simmons. I'm the Canon for Spiritual Formation at Trinity Episcopal Cathedral in Portland, Oregon. Several years ago, I was part of a group that said morning prayer together nearly every day. One day, I confessed that I was having a hard time with the liturgy because of all of the male language. So much so that I would often count how many male pronouns for God we used, and it was an astounding number some days. I was chided by a member of the group for what he said was an unhelpful and even damaging spiritual practice, quickly followed by his assertion that changing to female pronouns was not the answer. I was angry, though not surprised, at his comments, and I continued to count pronouns, sometimes even adding in other male words referring to God, like King and Lord, telling myself it wasn't a spiritual practice, it was just something I couldn't help noticing. It was something I couldn't look past. But those comments made me look a little deeper at what I was doing. And when I went beyond noticing to wondering why it bothered me so much, I realized that the maleness of God that had always been a part of my faith, mostly unconsciously, had become something that now separated me from God. I no longer felt that I could be created in the image of God if God was male. And though I understood that God isn't really gendered at all, gender is a human construct, the preponderance of the language that we use for God was like a slow drip that had etched the maleness of God into my heart. And I was grieving that separation that I felt, and also a little fearful of what it might mean to be able to remove that separation. If I could expand my image of God to include femaleness, to include my way of understanding and moving through the world, might I finally be able to accept that God could love me, could fully, completely, unconditionally love me. I wish I could say yes, that's exactly what happened, but the truth is that it is still a work in progress. I still occasionally struggle with language when I'm worshiping. I still have to consciously and intentionally use female language and imagery for God when I pray, so that I don't fall back into entrenched patterns of thought. And this new spiritual practice is working. When I speak to God in female terms, I relax into a peace and softness and warmth that is slowly but surely healing my heart.